What's good, guys? Welcome back to a new video, episode 13 of my 1 million funded challenge. And if you guys are new, in this series, I basically document my entire journey until I get to $1 million in funding by showing you guys every single trade I take. I do weekly recaps, and I just open my trading dashboards and show you guys how I'm doing, always keeping things transparent. And I don't want to do any spoilers, but just to keeping things simple, if I'm not wrong, this week was the best week I've had since I first started trading. It was just insane, like a crazy week. So it's going to be a really interesting video. So without further ado, let's just jump into what happened this week. All right, so let's get started opening my trading journal as always. So as you guys don't know, this is my trading journal. This is where I document and journal every single trade I take. And this is starting from this green thing. This is where this February started. So these are all the trades I've taken so far for a total of 13 trades, right? And there were a couple of positions I took this week, which, by the way, you guys can see we had a pretty good winning streak, right? If we, for example, see our dashboard, in this case, we were down like 3% or 3R for the month of February. In this case, we're up 3R, which is crazy, right? For a total of 4R for the year. So it's not bad. The win rate, it's getting up. We were like in 22% win rate. So it's improving. We're getting better. And of course, it's something important to mention. As I've said it multiple times, it's really important for us to document our journey, to journal our trades. And this is how we did so far. I'm going to show you the trades in a second. But before, I want to actually talk about something more important, in my opinion. Okay, so this right here is my personal capital account on my broker, which is Axi. I've said it multiple times. That's the broker I use. And number one, I wanted to share that I actually made my first withdrawal. So my first profit on my personal capital account. I'm gonna maybe attach like a video or something somewhere in the screen right now, so you guys can see that I literally made my first withdrawal. I also shared that on my Instagram, right? It literally was super fast. And also, the most important part, to be honest, is the fact that with this week alone, I was able to pass my account from like 3,200 to almost 4,200 in just one single week, which is insane, which is crazy. That's why I also decided to pay myself a little bit and to tell myself, yo, you're actually capable, and start seeing some results, right? And for example, my Axi Select, I was like literally sitting at $470 on my Axi Select account, and we're currently with an equity of $511. It's crazy. My edge score was like at around 45 or 50. Now we're sitting at 75, and we're currently sitting at 1.27% in profit. We need 7% to be able to pass to the next stage, which is this one. This basically works as a prop firm, right? But the difference is that it's a prop firm from an actual broker. So I just deposited $500 into Axi Select. I trade my own funds, right? Completely normal. And if I grow my personal capital account and I grow this account basically, which is the $500, immediately I get allocation for that. So it's kind of like I'm getting rewarded for growing my personal capital. So it's just a no-brainer. And this is kind of like the pathway until I reach $1 million with Axi Select alone, right? And also, even opening my track record on my FX book, I wanted to show you this because right now we're sitting at 8.23% in profit on my personal capital account, right? And if we go down, we're currently at 10.3% in profit for the month of February. And if you follow my journey, in the last video, I showed that I was like minus 18% or something like that. I was literally like minus 18% the moment I deposited last time, where I posted on my stories that I was going to deposit no matter what, because I need to keep the reps up, and it doesn't matter if I'm losing. I need to keep depositing because maybe I'm going to get a winning streak. And that's exactly what happened, right? I deposited, and that next week I had a beautiful winning streak that helped me increase my equity, helped me increase my balance, and literally also helped me make my first withdrawal with my personal capital. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm really happy with my broker, to be honest, which is this one. I highly recommend. I get a lot of DMs of people saying, yo, what's your broker? Well, this is the broker I use, Axi, right? And as I've said it multiple times, stop procrastinating what really matters, guys. You need to start trading your own funds. You can make a lot of money. As you guys can see, I don't have too much money in here. It's 4,000. It's not 10,000, 20,000, 100K. It's 4,000. And with this amount, I'm able to make interesting amounts of money by just risking more. I'm not telling you to over risk. I'm telling you to be a little bit more aggressive with your personal capital if you can afford to do so. There's no rules like in prop firms, so you can be a little bit more aggressive and compound it faster, of course, if you have tested data and you know what you're doing. And now let's just move on with what's going on with my prop firm challenges. Okay, so now the really interesting part I think you guys are waiting for. So first, starting with the fivers. This week, I was able to pass phase one on one of my 100K accounts. So you guys know that I recently bought 100K account with the fibers and I passed phase one. So now we're sitting in the phase two. Let me actually open the dashboard so you guys can see a little bit better. So as you guys can see, we're currently at phase two. So my profit goal is just 5% as always, right? So first evaluation, I was able to pass. Now I'm currently in the second evaluation. So to be honest, really exciting. Like I said, I literally bought this account recently and I had a really good winning streak, a couple of wins right after another, and I was able to pass phase one. The profit target was 8%. So of course it's easier than FTMO as an example, that it's 10%. So really, really excited. As you guys can see, I haven't taken any trades on this new account. Of course, I'm going to start trading it starting this coming week. Now, Blueberry Funded. This is also really interesting. So this account, right, Blueberry Funded, it's a 100K account. I actually got this account before the Fivers account, right? So this one, it's sitting at a balance of $106,000. I need 8% to pass it, right? So let me actually open the metrics real quick. We're currently sitting at 6% in profit. I need $8,000. So we're really close to pass this challenge, right? And we're doing great. Like we're doing great. We're starting in drawdown. I actually, if we can see in account equity, we actually got to a point where we were $97,941. So basically minus 2% in the account. But now, thanks to the winning streak, we were able to increase this account. And now we're super close to pass phase one, which is really exciting, right? We go back to the account's overviews. These are the most interesting ones in here. If you guys follow my episode 12 of my 1 million funded challenge, you guys were able to see that these 50K accounts were about to get blown, like literally extremely close to get blown. Like if we can see the account equity, I got to a point where it was $45,631. So basically one trade more and I blow the account, like one losing trade more and the account was gone. Not only this one, the other 50K account as well. But thanks to this winning streak, which was insane, like I said, I was able to climb this account back to break even. A little bit less than break even. We're currently down minus 1.16%. But of course, from almost blowing the account to now minus 1%, it's insane. It's crazy. And it's just literally the perfect explanation that this week was insane. This account, the same thing. So if we go to the account equity, we can see that same thing as the other one. The lowest point was $45,615. So about to get blown, right? And now we're minus 1.19%. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Really excited about this. So yeah, just keeping things super transparent. Now, FTMO. I currently have 3 accounts with FTMO. First, the most recent account I got, which is a 100K account, I got it at the same time as, if I'm not wrong, the Fivers, right? We're currently sitting at $106,000. So basically a little bit more than 6%, 6.5% in profit. We need 10% and we have a floating equity of $107,000. So basically almost 8%. Then we have the 50K accounts that these ones were pretty similar to the Fivers 50Ks. We were doing really, really bad. We were in a deep, deep drawdown. Let me actually open this one as an example. And if we can see, look at the drawdown, man. We reached to a point where it was $45,577. Same scenario as the Blueberry funded accounts. We just needed one more trade to blow the account. And now with this week alone, look at this equity curve. Like look at the increment, man. Insane, insane recovery, literally legendary safe in this case. And of course, really happy to be sharing this with you guys because our equity right now, it's actually in profit. So if we win the trades we're holding right now, we can close the account in profit, coming back from also blowing the account. And same thing goes with this one. We're currently sitting at almost 50K. So this one is actually even better than the other one. We got to a point where we were, like you guys can see, instead of 45,500, this one was sitting at 46,000 as the lowest balance. And now, of course, we're in profit. So pretty interesting things. And finally, Orion. So I have 2 100K accounts with them, right? And they're all sitting in profit with floating equity in profit as well. So it's really interesting. So let me actually show you real quick. So this is the floating equity. So basically 4%, almost 5%. And our balance is currently 102K, which is basically almost 3% in profit with a 55% winner, which is not bad. And we also got to a point where the balance was really bad. Like you guys can see, and I've said it multiple times, and I also documented in episode 12, my results at the beginning of January were disgusting, were really bad. My consistency, I made a lot of mistakes. I didn't respect my rules, and that's why most of my profit challenges suffered a lot. So of course, being able to come back like literally do a huge comeback, a legendary save. It's really interesting. And now let's expect that I'm gonna keep executing consistently and we can start passing some challenges. But that's why also I shared that my method is because I'm trading every single profit challenge at the same time, taking every trade on every account, risking 1%. The main point was that when most challenges reach, for example, -4, -5% in drawdown, immediately I had to buy more challenges so that the new challenges with a winning streak were able to pass. And that's what we're seeing with the fibers, with FTMO, and with the 100K account with Blueberry Funded, right? And the accounts that were in drawdown were able to come back at break even or even maybe get close to pass phase one. And that's what we're seeing right now. And that's why the risk approach and the risk method I'm using works so good. So that's kind of like how we're doing so far. And finally, these are the trades I'm currently holding. First, GBP/USD, which by the way, both trades are risk-free. So this one, straightforward, liquidity sweep, breakup structure for value gap. We got tagged. Horrible momentum. Literally, there's been a horrible momentum at the last days of the week. And then GBP/CHF, that we're really close to get a take profit. I'm still holding this position. I'm not closing yet. I'm gonna wait to see what happens. So I hope that when market opens on Sunday, Vancouver time, I can see a huge momentum to the downside and hopefully get another take profit in a row, which would be insane. And lastly, these were the trades I took. So this week, NSED the JPY, Euro AUD, NSED the USD, AUD CHF, and AUD JPY. So if I open the trades real quick, these were the trades. So first, NSED the JPY, really nice take profit, no drawdown at all. Well, deep drawdown, but like super fast price rejected. So liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap, rules in place, super bullish by the way. So great trade. Then we have Euro AUD, in this case, really bearish. Liquidity sweep, break of structure, clear fair value gap. In this case, literally no drawdown at all, and price run very nice. So take profit, which by the way, if you guys took some scale up positions, as I've said it multiple times, they performed really good this week, and you would have been able to capitalize even more on your winning positions. Then NSED the USD, the only losing trade this week, and this trade was completely valid. We were unfortunate because price went super close to my 1-to-1 risk reward to make this trade risk-free, but then price reversed back and stopped me out at -1R. Then another take profit on AUD CHF, liquidity sweep, break of structure for value gap. We were bullish, following the trend. Price rejected, very nice, similar to Euro UED, but in the opposite direction. And this is a really solid example of a scale-up position. We had a fair value gap targeting our expected direction, and price rejected that amazingly, and it would have been just a great way to add to your winning position. And finally, AUD/JPY, this was a break-even trade. Straightforward, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. We got tagged in here, move stops to break even in this area, and then price just stopped us for 0R. So no wins, but no losses either. And yes, guys, that was all for this weekly recap for this episode 13 of my 1 million funded challenge. My biggest or most important message from this video that I want you guys to just go and start applying it without me being an advisor or just without being this financial advice. Open your personal capital account with a broker and stop procrastinating this specific action and task. You don't need to deposit a lot, man. You don't need to do it with Axi. You don't need to do it with the broker I'm using. Do it with the broker you want. I'm just saying I use Axi, right? If you want to use the same broker I use, awesome, great. The link's in the description down below. If not, do it with whatever broker you guys feel secure and safe, but do it, man. This is extremely important. You need to start building your verified personal track record. You can also make a lot of money by just risking a little bit more, and you can compound way faster. Prop firms are great. I'm not saying that they're not, but you should be doing both things at the same time. There's no reason or valid explanation for you to just doing one single thing, like just prop firm challenges, because you're also investing a lot of money in prop firm challenges and you're wasting and blowing a lot of accounts. If you just allocate some of that money into your personal capital account every single month, you can make a lot of money, right? Without just blowing everything on prop firm challenges. So start building your verified personal track record, start building that consistency, and start learning how to grow your account long term, which is the main purpose as a trader. So I hope you guys liked this episode 13 of my 1 million funded challenge. We're getting closer, we're getting there. Thank you very much for your support. If you like this video, just give me a like, subscribe. That's the best way you can basically support this channel. And yes, guys, I'll see you in the next one. See you in episode 14. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead. Take care.